first major battle of the long-awaited war met an unexpected ending. The forces of good and evil collided, and both sides suffered tragic losses. In the battle, there were individuals wielding incredible stones of power known as the Cosmic Stones. Each stone possessed a unique ability which helped tip the scales one way or another. There are 5 Cosmic Stones in total, and 4 stone wielders were present for the battle that just took place. The yellow Cosmic Stone, known as the Life Stone, is held by an aura user named Nervoid. Nervoid came from a different dimension with the sole purpose of gathering all the Cosmic Stones to forge the ancient relic referred to as the Cosmic Crown. The blue Cosmic Stone, known as the Chronos Stone, is held by the Chronite Kosh V. A page-turner read through the stories of heroes and villains and was sucked into their world, changing the course of history as they know it. The purple Cosmic Stone, known as the Amplify Stone, is held by the Dragon Zuko, who is inadvertently sharing the power with Tsukisane, the half-kitsune lunar demigoddess, through their shared vitality link. The green Cosmic Stone, known as the Rift Stone, is held by the mountain demigod Ceruthocles, a being possessing such ferocious power and a thirst for seeking out strong opponents. Of the known stone wielders, the whereabouts of Ceruthocles and Nervoid are unknown. Both fell through open fissures or portals into other dimensions created by the Rift Stone. Many superpowered individuals from these other dimensions scattered once they entered this designated dimension. As things began to settle at the end of the battle, a group of 5 individuals calling themselves the Dimensional Adventurers appeared, offering assistance. Was this caused by the Demon Army? Which devil rules over your dimension? We're the Dimensional Adventurers, and we're here to help. After several minutes of explaining what had happened, the Dimensional Adventurers' leader, Crash, realized that their world may be one of the few that wasn't being overruled by a devil. He offered Tsukisane a port cube, a tool used to travel to other dimensions, so she and some of her companions could go searching for the demigod Ceruthocles and the aura user Nervoid. Tsukisane must defeat Ceruthocles if she ever wishes to be allowed back into her homeland of Fantasia, a mystical realm beyond the veil. After the Dimensional Adventurers left their dimension known as Dimension S, Tsukisane formed a small group of the remaining heroes who helped her in the battle against Ceruthocles. She was joined by her pet dragon of the night and stone wielder Zuko, her mentor and necrosmic instructor Julia Legrand, her love interest Hiro Takamiya, the metal samurai, and her new friend who had lots of distrust towards her teacher, Kosh V. The remaining heroes decided to heal their wounds and return back to the cities to protect them. The villains who were defeated were gathered up by the authorities and sent to various Supermax facilities around the globe based on their threat level. Some were sent to the Zeus facility, which is in a hidden location high up in a mountain. Others were taken to an underwater location known as the Poseidon facility, and others were taken to a location deep within a dark cave known as the Hades facility. Of those who were considered villains, it was surprising that the aura user Mina Anand, aka Lady Cardiac, was a big help in aiding the hero's victory. The aura user Drake, aka Storm Surge, and the aura user and Evo ability user Kylie Johnson, aka Uncontrollable, joined together with Lady Cardiac and headed back to the West Coast. Lady Cardiac really wanted to help Uncontrollable gain control over her unstable abilities and learn more about Drake and his living lightning aura. Their first major test as a group of aura hero users was about to take place 6 months after they left the battlefield. Most of the world was very well aware of the existing Evo X gene, a gene that someone is born with that unlocks special abilities when awakened within the host. Some scientists have attempted over the years to figure out a way to unlock the genes and recode them so the abilities weren't so random. Several years ago, Dr. Adia Hawkins of Phasa Technology Corporation attempted this with her newly created invention known as the particle discharger. The idea of Dr. Hawkins was simple. Use the discharger to discharge the Evo X gene and recharge it to awaken a specific ability. However, Dr. Hawkins' calculations were a little off. The result ended in the particle discharger malfunctioning. A wave of pure energy spread over large regions of the West Coast. This did in fact render the Evo X genes inert, but awakened something else in the hosts. They unlocked the power of aura manipulation, and this is how the aura users have come to be. Dr. Hawkins was fired all those years ago, but remained vigilant in her research. She was finally successful when she experimented on the Surfer twins. River and Wake Surfer are identical twin sisters who had their Evo X genes altered. River had the ability to turn her body into water, whereas Wake had the ability to become a sea beast. Together, the two girls were going to become heroes and show the world the possibilities of Evo genetic operations. The girls did make big names for themselves in Seattle, and several willing volunteers showed up at Dr. Hawkins' research facility hoping to get their powers treated, changed, or awakened. There was, however, one person who wanted to put an end to this. This individual is one of the newcomers into Dimension S, calling herself the Dark Mind. Adithi Prakash, aka the Dark Mind, came from an alternate dimension where Dr. Hawkins' research jump-started the Evo War. The war began when tensions grew between the modified Evo ability users and the natural Evo ability users. The war saw many casualties, including Adithi's sisters, Harini and Varnika. Adithi was eventually captured and tortured by the Branch of Augmented Protectors, or BAP. The BAP was a cover for illegal experimentation on superpowered individuals and was created by Dr. Hawkins. Adithi underwent numerous test trials and psych evaluations under Dr. Hawkins' careful watch. At some point, Dr. Hawkins was able to control her using a specially crafted mind control gun. What put Adithi over the edge was her assignment to murder her own mother. Adithi was completely under Dr. Hawkins' control, but was cognizant of what was happening around her, as if she was trapped in her own mind. The action shattered Adithi's mind, and she snapped. Adithi returned to Dr. Hawkins after the act and managed to use her telekinetic abilities to free herself. She managed to take the mind control gun and put an end to Dr. Hawkins' life. Even after all she went through, she wasn't free. Adithi took the mantle of the Dark Mind and began her mission to tear down the BAP so nothing like this could ever happen again. It wasn't until too long that she found herself in Dimension S. The world itself seemed kind of peaceful. There was a balance between heroes and villains. The Evo ability users existed in this world, but so did something new, the Aura users. After looking into the Aura user phenomenon, she quickly came across Dr. Hawkins' name and the Bureau of Aura Protection, or better known in this world as the BAP. Adithi's mission wasn't over. She knew she had to take the life of Dr. Hawkins and the BAP of this world before another war could take place. Drake, Kylie, and Mina had been training together for the past 6 months since their biggest battle had taken place. Since then, Drake, Kylie, and Mina had begun making a name for themselves. The media ended up giving Mina a new title, Lady Atrium. Mina loved going from an extremely talented mercenary to a hero little kids could look up to. There was nothing like it. Drake took some time to get used to the idea that this ex-villainess could turn over a new leaf, but changed his mind when he saw how she worked with Kylie. As far as the two of them were concerned, Kylie was a huge rarity, being the first known Evo ability user and Aura user. Kylie's hero name, Uncontrollable, was very reflective of the fact that her genes were unstable and sometimes would malfunction in the middle of battle. With Mina's ability to manipulate Aura, she is able to help train Kylie to control her abilities. One day, the police in the city were all being called in to handle a large disturbance involving an Evo ability user and hostages. The BAP was called in as well to help secure the area. Drake got wind of this information from a police radio he kept in his apartment. "Time to suit up, team." After getting ready, Kylie used her Evo ability to lift off a chunk of earth large enough for the three of them to fly on. Kylie was confident she could get her team to their destination safely because her Evo abilities never malfunctioned the way her Aura abilities had. Once at the site, Mina was able to make out the villain who was causing all the commotion. It was a female wearing a purple, black, and yellow costume with the insignia of a brain and thunderbolts, a green cape, and a painted-on eye mask. She held the gun in one hand and her back was turned to her hostages. Mina found it odd that the hostages weren't making a run for it, but figured they must be scared out of their minds. The police were trying to reason with her, but she used her telekinetic abilities to fling the squad cars with her mind. It was at that moment the heroes jumped in to rescue the cops. Mina used her teleportation abilities to pop in behind the cops and teleport them out of harm's way. Drake used his lightning aura to magnetize the vehicles and gently place them down onto the ground. Kylie used her earth power to build stone barriers around the remaining cops to keep them safe from the impacting squad cars. I'm impressed. Alright, lady, time for you to release the hostages. This way nobody gets hurt. You must be Storm Surge. I've read a lot about you in the papers. You're supposed to be strong. I guess we can test this theory out. Mina teleported behind the Dark Mind. Before she could make a move, the Dark Mind blew Mina across the street and into a storefront using her telekinesis. Kylie used her water aura to create a pressurized current, but it ended up fizzling out when her fire aura attempted to merge. The BAP arrived onto the scene to create a perimeter around the area. Drake gathered his lightning aura into his hand and it began to flow down his arm. He called this technique his lightning blade. The BAP aura sensors on their suits began to collect the aura readings in the area. They identified Drake as an S-Class aura user. The information the sensors picked up automatically transmitted back to their headquarters. Mina knew that she would have to keep from using her aura manipulation ability so long as the BAP were out here with their sensors. She couldn't quite put her finger on it, but she always had a terrible feeling about them. She only hoped that Kylie would be able to control her aura on her own. Drake closed the gap between the Dark Mind and himself in a flash. Drake readied his attack, but it was too late. Mina shot him with her mind control gun, and just like that, it was all over for Drake. Drake fell under her complete control. The Dark Mind looked over at the BAP with eyes filled with rage. She ordered Drake to strike everyone down with his most fearsome lightning attack. His aura flooded the ground and lightning began to shoot up into the sky. Several members hit the ground after being electrocuted. Mina managed to teleport to safety while Kylie managed to fly on top of a piece of earth, avoiding the lightning attack. When the dust settled, confusion filled the air. The Dark Mind and Drake were missing. It was gonna be up to Mina and Kylie to rescue him and protect the city from the Dark Mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please consider leaving this video a like and commenting which art piece was your favorite. I really enjoy seeing how much my art has grown in this past year. I did this with Tsukisune, aka Eclipsia, in my Gods and Champions War Part 3 episode, and I got to do it again here with Drake, aka Storm Surge. If you like this content, then you may enjoy more episodes like this. I've got a whole playlist dedicated to my S1 Chronicles series, and I've got some episodes where I try to reimagine other characters as other things. I'll leave both playlists here for you. I also want to remind you that there's still time to submit in your Fakemon designs for my first ever community redraw. Can't wait to see y'all in the next 2 weeks when I post my next video. So y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.